Tonight, we descend into the deepest dungeon of the mind, the place where reality itself is held hostage. You believe you understand betrayal. You believe you understand pain. But you do not yet understand the exquisite, meticulous artistry required to convince a sane mind that it is, in fact, mad. This lesson is not about the lies they told you. It is about how they convinced you to lie to yourself. We are dissecting the architecture of gaslight. It is the most potent psychological venom known to the dark artser, slow-acting solvent that dissolves the foundations of your perception, leaving you paralyzed, dependent, and utterly convinced that you are the source of the chaos swirling around you. Pay attention. Your sanity may depend on it. The novice manipulator relies on simple deception. They steal the coin from your purse and deny it. This is clumsy. It is easily disproven. The master manipulator, the true psychological alchemist, does not steal the coin. They convince you that the coin never existed. They convince you that your purse is flawed. And when you protest, they look upon you with pitying eyes and ask why you are so obsessed with imaginary currency. This is the essence of the dark art. It is not an argument. It is an erosion. In our laboratory, we categorize this venom into 3 primary compounds. Understanding their composition is the first step toward immunity. The first compound is the grand denial. This is the foundation of the gaslighting brew. It is the blatant, audacious refusal to acknowledge objective reality. You present evidence, a text message, a photograph, a memory corroborated by witnesses, and they look at you with the calm, unnerving serenity of a sociopath and say, "That never happened." They do not flinch. They do not hesitate. Their certainty is absolute, and it is this certainty that begins to poison your own. You think, perhaps I misremembered. Perhaps I am too emotional. Perhaps I am, as they so often suggest, paranoid. They rely on the fact that the human mind is predisposed to seek harmony. Confrontation is stressful. It is agonizing. And it is far easier, far more comfortable to doubt yourself than to accept the terrifying reality that the person you love is systematically dismantling your mind. The second compound is the alchemical reversal, known in the common tongue as projection. The manipulator is incapable of introspection. They cannot process their own darkness, their own failings, their own betrayals. Their psyche is a fractured mirror, and they cannot bear the reflections. So, they take these broken pieces of themselves and embed them into you. If they are cheating, you will be accused of infidelity. If they are lying, you will be labeled dishonest. If they are mentally unstable, you will be called crazy. This is a masterful stroke of psychological warfare. It serves a dual purpose. Firstly, it deflects accountability. They are no longer the perpetrator. They are the victim of your alleged flaws. Secondly, it keeps you perpetually on the defense. You are so busy extinguishing the fires they accuse you of setting that you never have time to examine the arsonist holding the match. They force you to carry their demons and then punish you for the weight. The third compound is the distortion field, or the manipulation of facts. This is the most subtle ingredient. They do not always rely on outright lies. Often, they rely on the strategic omission of truth, the cherry-picking of details, and the recontextualization of history. They will recount an argument you had, meticulously detailing your reaction, your raised voice, your tears, your anger, while conveniently omitting the provocation that caused it. They present your reaction as the crime, and their abuse as an irrelevant footnote. They will use facts, yes, but facts stripped of context are the most dangerous lies of all. They create a narrative where they are the long-suffering saint, and you are the unstable, demanding burden. And they repeat this narrative to you, to their family, to your friends until it solidifies into accepted history. These three compounds, denial, projection, and distortion, are brewed together in the crucible of your relationship. The result is a state of profound psychological disorientation, known as cognitive dissonance. This is the internal war that rages when your mind holds to contradictory beliefs simultaneously. Belief 1. I love this person, and they love me. They are good, kind, and trustworthy. Belief 2. This person is lying to me. They are cruel, manipulative, and dangerous. The human mind cannot tolerate this dissonance. It is a psychic alarm bell that screams danger. You must resolve the conflict. You must choose a reality. And this is where the true tragedy unfolds. Because the manipulator has spent months, perhaps years, conditioning you to distrust belief, to obey, have convinced you that your instincts are flawed. They have isolated you from those who might validate your perceptions. They have made the cost of accepting the truth so unbearably high that denial becomes the only viable survival strategy. You begin to perform the most desperate alchemy of all, transforming their poison into your pathology. You rationalize the abuse. They are just stressed. You minimize the betrayal. It was only a mistake. You internalize the blame. If I were more patient, more loving, more enough, they wouldn't do this. You cling to the illusion because the alternative is annihilation. To accept that they are a manipulator is to accept that the life you built, the future you planned, the love you cherished, was all a meticulously crafted fraud. It is to accept that you were a pawn in a game you didn't even know you were playing. The case files, the Ledger of Dissonance, are replete with examples of this agonizing internal war. You knew the truth. Your instincts screamed it, but the dissonance held you captive. You recall the entry regarding the 7-year deception, the persistent, unwavering lies about the other man. The one she claimed was merely a friend, a ghost from the past, nothing to worry about. You knew, you felt the shift in the air when his name was mentioned. You saw the way her phone became a guarded artifact. You noticed the unexplained absences, the sudden need for privacy, the emotional withdrawal. And what was the response when you dared to voice these observations? The classic compounds of the gaslighting brew. Denial. We are just friends. Nothing is happening. Projection. You are so insecure. You are paranoid. Your jealousy is ruining this relationship. Distortion. You are controlling. You are suffocating me. You are the reason I need space. They took your legitimate concerns and weaponized them against you. They made your perception the problem, not their betrayal. And you, desperate to maintain the illusion of the relationship, accepted their reality over your own. You apologized for your paranoia. You promised to be more trusting. You allowed the dissonance to fester. Consider the incident documented in the Ledger of the betrayal with a different man. A new character introduced into the chaotic theater of her deception. The discovery, the confrontation, the inevitable collapse. And yet, when you attempted to escape, when you began to rebuild your life with someone new, what happened? The manipulator could not tolerate the loss of control, the loss of supply. The ledger details the panic attack, the hyperventilation, the desperate pleas for reconciliation. This is what the uninitiated call remorse. We call it Hoovering. It is a tactical deployment of manufactured crisis, designed to suck you back into the vortex of their control. It was not love that fueled her panic. It was the realization that you were no longer her captive audience. She needed you back, not because she cherished you, but because your independence threatened her fragile ego, and you returned. Because the trauma bond is a powerful enchantment. It binds you to your abuser with the chains of intermittent reinforcement, the sporadic bursts of affection that keep you hooked, the promises of change that keep you hoping. You returned to the familiar agony of the dissonance because the uncertainty of freedom was even more terrifying. And then we arrive at the final act, the discard. After years of manipulation, after countless betrayals, after draining you of your vitality, your resources, your very sense of self, they dispose of you with the casual cruelty of one discarding a broken tool. The ledger records the final communication, a drunken phone call, not a conversation, not an explanation, a final venomous injection of their contempt. I will never be with you. I don't respect you. You changed. Analyze the exquisite cruelty of this statement. I don't respect you. After years of demanding your loyalty, your devotion, your unwavering support, they confess the truth. They never valued you. You were merely a means to an end. You changed, the ultimate projection. You changed because you began to see the truth. You grew colder because you were freezing in the shadow of their deceit. You developed boundaries because you were fighting for your survival. They punish you for the very strength it took to endure them. This is the cycle, the illusion, the dissonance, the betrayal, the discard. It is a script written in the ink of psychological torment. But the script can be rewritten. The enchantment can be broken. The poison can be neutralized. The antidote is not forgiveness. It is not understanding. It is not empathy. The antidote is cold, hard, radical acceptance. You must accept the truth of what they are, not the illusion of what you hoped they would be. They are not broken angels in need of healing. They are psychological predators driven by an insatiable hunger for control and validation. You must stop trying to make sense of nonsense. You ask why they did it, why they lied, why they betrayed you. You search for a logical explanation for illogical behavior. There is none. Their motives are shallow, driven by ego, fear, and a profound emptiness. To seek reason in madness is to invite the madness into your own mind. The first step in brewing the antidote is the severing charm. No contact. This is non-negotiable. You cannot heal in the same environment that poisoned you. Every interaction, every text message, every glimpse into their manufactured reality is a fresh dose of venom. Block them, delete them, erase them from your digital and physical existence. They will attempt to hoover. They will manufacture crises. They will dangle the carrot of closure. You must resist. Silence is your shield. Indifference is your sword. The second step is the restoration draft, reclaiming your reality. You must rebuild the foundations of your perception that they so meticulously destroy. You must learn to trust your instincts again. How? Through documentation, the unbreakable ledger. Write down the history of the abuse, the dates, the lies, the betrayals, not to ruminate, but to validate. When the fog of dissonance descends, when you begin to doubt your memory, return to the ledger. The truth is your anchor. You must surround yourself with those who validate your reality. Seek out others who have survived the same war. Their shared experience is a powerful antidote to the isolation inflicted by the manipulator. The third step is the Elixir of Alchemized Pain. Post-traumatic growth. You have been shattered. You have been broken. But you are not destroyed. The crucible of betrayal has forged within you a strength you never knew you possessed. You now possess the ability to see the unseen, to detect the subtle shifts in the air that signal deception, to recognize the manipulation tactics before they are deployed. This is a gifter, dark gift, yes, but a powerful one nonetheless. You must take the pain, the anger, the rage, and transmute it into fuel. Fuel for your growth, fuel for your success, fuel for building a life so authentic, so fulfilling, that their memory becomes an irrelevant footnote in your story. The ultimate revenge is not destruction, it is creation. The creation of a self that is unbreakable, untouchable, and utterly immune to their poison. They believed they were the alchemist, and you were the base metal. They were wrong. You are the alchemist. And this betrayal, this agony, this war on your reality, this is the prima materia from which you will forge your magnum opus. The illusion is shattered. The dissonance is resolved. The truth is exposed. You are awake. You are free. The lesson is over.